Hello everybody, what's up? So if you made it to this video, you are wondering how to get your CDL and what is the process. Well, I'm here to tell you that. So let's get started real quick. Let's not make this a too long video. We'll make this a decently length video, I don't know. So let's get started. So how do you get started? What is the process to get your CDL? First, you need to know what type of CDL do you want. You want a Class A CDL? You want a Class B CDL? Or do you want a Class C CDL? Which is the lowest, the Class C is the lowest of all the CDLs. So if you're going to go through all the drama and all the bullshit, you might as well go with the Class A CDL. That way you don't have anything to hold you back and you can drive whatever you want. Okay? Now, what are the difference between the Class A, B, and C CDLs? Okay? Class A means just what it is. A, number one. Okay? A1, number one. All right? You're going to be driving whatever your heart desires. Dump trucks, 70-foot long semi-trucks, school buses, whatever, okay? Whatever you want to drive, whatever's out there. Class B, okay? Class B, you're restricted from semi-trucks and all that shit above, okay? With Class B, all you're going to be driving is a dump truck or a school bus, or maybe like construction equipment like cranes or some shit like that. Okay. Class C is the most restrictive of all of them, and that's limited to how many, like say if it's a bus, you're only driving like a little short bus and you're only going to be allowed like maybe, I don't know, 4 to 6 passengers. And there's not a whole lot of places you can go with a Class C, so just skip the Class C altogether. If you're going to get any type of CDL, I would say get a Class A, okay? So that way you don't have nothing holding you back. Whatever you want to drive in the future to make money, you can just go ahead and do it, okay? The way I started is I got my Class B CDL first, and I wasn't even planning on getting a CDL. I was working at a bus company. All right. And I was there for 2 years. And then all of a sudden they changed their policy to like everybody that's working in the Wash Bay area, you know, where they do maintenance on the buses and shit like that, has to have a CDL. So that way they can have backup drivers in-house without hiring outside the company, okay, to replace drivers who called in. So that's how I got my CDL. But since then, I upgraded to Class A, so now I have a Class A CDL, which, looking back in hindsight, if I would have knew better, I would have got the Class A first, okay? Because I did have to retest to get the Class A, and that sucked. So if you're going to just forget all the drama, all the bull crap, if you're going to get any type of CDL, just go ahead and go with the Class A, okay? Okay, now, what's the process? How do we get started in obtaining a CDL, which stands for a commercial driver's license? Okay, first of all, you want to go down to your local DMV. Okay, once you get to your local DMV, just look around, or you can go ask a clerk. Normally, they'll have a free CDL study book, like somewhere where you can just grab one, or they'll give you one themselves, and it's free, okay? And at least it was when I got my CDL. I don't know about right now, but they should be free. So you go in there, there's a section for commercial drivers that you study, all right? So you read all those chapters. There's a lot of chapters. You read, study up on that, and then you can go take your permit test. But we're going to elaborate on the permit test in a little bit. All right, so But you could take this one step further than just the book, though. On Google Play, they have an app called DMV Genie. All right, it's for commercial drivers, and that app is excellent because it has all the questions for your specific state, which you're gonna pick your specific state in this app. All right, and it's gonna have all the questions that they're gonna ask you at the DMV. You know, which is a lot easier than the book, in my opinion, because the book, you don't know what they're gonna ask you. You just, and some of the sections in the book you don't really have to study, but you don't know that because it's your first time. So you read everything, waste a lot of time. But I suggest doing that anyway. But the DMV Genie is gonna have questions that you need to learn, and they have, what the hell? And what they have practice tests on the DMV Genie app. Okay, so you take these practice tests, and once you're done with the practice test, it'll give you a percentage and tell you if you failed or passed. Now, once you take that practice test and you pass like multiple times, then you know you're ready for the real test. Okay? So that's when you go down there and you take your permit test and get your state permit for your commercial driver's license. Now let's elaborate on the test, okay? When it comes to getting your commercial driver's permit, there are going to be five general knowledge tests that you have to make, or that you have to take. After you take your 5 general knowledge tests, I think it's 5. It's been like 5 years since I took that shit. I don't know. It might be more, it might be less now. Who knows? But when I was there, there's 5 general knowledge tests that you have to take, and you have to pass them all in order to receive a state commercial driver's license permit. Which the day that you do pass them all, you'll get your permit the same day once you come out of the booth from taking your test. All right. Now here's the drawback. You're going to take all 5 tests that day, okay? Some of them you're going to pass, some of them you're going to fail. The good thing is, the ones that you do pass, you don't have to ever retake those. Those are saved. So what you do is you come back. I think you can come back every day, or you have to wait a day or 2 days. But I think you can go back every day. It just costs you between $5 and $8 every time you take it. So if you can ace all 5 the first day, you just save more money. But if you don't, good thing is it's only between $5 and $8. I can't remember what it was. But it's 5 general knowledge tests, okay? No, you're not going, unless you're real good, only a few people I know have done it. Because it goes from easy to hard, okay? 5 of them. And in these tests, you can only get like, I don't know, 3 or 4 or maybe 5 wrong. If you get more than that, you automatically fail the test, okay? So, the good thing is, out of 5 tests, say you go take the permit test, and you do all 5 tests, and you pass 2 of them and fail 3 of them. Okay, in the database, it's going to save those 2 tests you passed, and you never have to take those again. So you just keep going back until you pass the other 3, okay? And eventually, that day gonna come to where you take the last test and you pass them all, and you come out and you get your permit, okay? And the next step after you do receive your permit, let's see what we got. I got some notes down here. Once you receive your permit, now you're going to want to start looking around for either a trucking company or a trucking school, such as a college or some type of school like a college that offers truck driver training. Now I know here where I live, they have, I don't know, it's at least 2 or 3 schools. I think Job Service has a program too. And there's also a trucking company named Trans Systems that can help you. You know, you end up working for them. We'll get into that later. Or a trucking company, or some construction companies will help you get a CDL based on you coming to work for them. We'll get into that too. So that's going to be your next step. Now, if you choose to go with a school, like I think they got one in there's one in North Fargo somewhere, kind of by the dome over there, Fargo Dome. I think it's one over there. They train, but I saw their trucks sitting somewhere else last time, so I don't know if they moved, but I know they have a program. But if you do go to the school, it's going to cost you money, okay? Just know that, all right? It's going to cost you between $3,000 and $5,000 to get, for them to let you use their truck and for them to train you and to get you ready to go down to the DMV to take the real test to get your commercial driver's license, your CDL, okay? Versus a trucking company. If you go with a trucking company, say like a construction company or like a trucking company like Trans Systems locally, what they're going to want to do is say, okay, yeah, come work for us. We'll let you drive our trucks. We'll train you free first, and then we'll let you use one of our trucks down at the DMV to take the real test in, and with a contingency of you coming to work for us, you know, without coming out of pocket paying money, you know. So then you pay back the favor by working for them, you know what I'm saying, for a little while, you know. Now, if this is an OTR company, they're going to do the same thing. OTR means over the road, long distance, okay, which you have to be, I can't remember if it's 23 or 24 to go long distance travel over the road. So if you're younger than 23 or 24, you're going to be stuck doing local in town shit until you reach either 23 or 24. I can't remember which age it was. It's one of those. So yeah, you'll be stuck doing local. But if it's OTR, over the road, for a trucking company and they want to train you, you call and they say, yeah, we'll train you. Most of those companies will say, yeah, we'll train you for free. You don't have to pay us back if you sign a contract and drive truck for us for 2 years. Some companies it's 1 year, some companies it's 2 years, okay? But most likely, that's going to happen, okay? And that's your choices for that. Now, pros and cons of school versus trucking. If you go to school, you pay all that money for them to train you, and you go take the real test with one of their trucks. You don't have experience, okay? So a lot of places you call are going to say, yo, you don't have experience, okay? You got your CDL, but you don't have experience. And to them, that's a liability. So they want you to have experience. Versus, say you went with a trucking company and they trained you and you drove for them for 2 years. Now, when you're done with the 2 years, you go, or 1 year, whichever it is, you can go anywhere you want. And then say you called up a company. Now, see, you already got the 2 years under your belt. So most likely, any company gonna take you, okay? Versus over the school, all the school do, you don't get no real over the road, you know, training. Like if a company took you in, trained you, and you went with a mentor over the road, okay? Because with a trucking company, you're gonna go with a mentor over the road for a couple weeks. Then you're gonna come back and they're gonna set you free and you're gonna do your own shit for 2 years in their truck. So you got all the training, all the experience for 2 years. So pretty much you can call around and go anywhere you want. Versus a school, they're going to set you up, train you, teach you everything in the truck. And once you pass and get your CDL, you really don't have that over-the-road experience. And a lot of companies don't like that. Okay, you will get lucky and find maybe a couple to a few that would take you, but that over the road experience is what they're looking for. Okay, so basically, if you're not 23 or 24, one of those, you're gonna have to do your own research, figure out what it is. You're gonna be stuck locally, okay, doing local work. Okay, so that's gonna either be driving a school bus, a dump truck, construction, or like I said, with Trans Systems hauling sugar beets and shit like that. Yeah. So that's what you're gonna be doing. All right. Now let me see what else we got for our notes. Also, okay, here's one. Manual semi-trucks versus automatic semi-trucks. Okay, I have a automatic CDL. Okay, that is because I trained with a company that only has automatic semi-trucks. So when I went and took my tests, it went on my CDL that says automatic CDL truck. So I'm not allowed to drive manual trucks, even though I went to a school previously and practiced with a company that had manual trucks. So I do know how to drive manual trucks a little bit, okay? I'm not an expert in it, but I can find the gears, okay? But just because of safety reasons, I don't want to put anybody else on the road in danger, and I'm more comfortable driving an automatic semi-truck. So that's what I choose to do. If you love manual, then you're going to want to find a trucking company or a trucking school that's going to train you on a manual truck. So when you go get your CDL license, you will have manual on your license, okay? Or if you're in my case and you have a automatic, you can get that switch later on down the road if you make an appointment and tell them that you want to get manual on your license and have the automatic taken off. And you just, down the road, you could probably rent a semi-truck that's manual or whatever. And when you make that appointment, you're just going to simply just take another road test. And you basically just going to show them you can go through the gears, shift the gears, drive around, come back. And if you're successful, they will switch your automatic to a manual. Okay? So, yeah. That's how that works. Like I said, I prefer it and I'm more comfortable going over the road or local, whatever I decide to do, in an automatic truck. It's just more comfortable. It's already hectic and dangerous out there, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to add being in, bumper to bumper traffic, trying to shift the manual. To a lot of people, it ain't shit, but to me, I'm more comfortable in an automatic in heavy traffic. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, okay? So that's a choice you're going to have to make. Now, if you're local and you can only go local till you turn a certain age and all they have is automatics, then you're probably going to be stuck with an automatic till you can change that down the road. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that too. A lot of the construction companies, though, a lot of them do have manual trucks. So most likely you'll get to, if you go to a construction company and ask them to help you, if there's any way they can help you get manual driver CDL license, then most likely they might be able to. But the company I went with and got my license through, all they had was automatic. So that's what I trained on when I took the real test with the inspector. So that's what my CDL is. And I'm not ashamed about it or nothing. That's just what it is. That's what I'm comfortable about. And yeah. So what else we got on the notes? We got DMV CDL 4 when we pass. Train. Okay. All right. I think we talked about everything. I think we covered everything. Yeah. And also, when you're getting in trucking, if you're going to go over the road, this is for the guys a little bit older, like maybe 25, 26, or even if you turn 23 or 24 and you can go over the road. And by the way, that's DOT law, Department of Transportation, by the federal government. You have to be 23 or 24, whichever one it is, to go over the road, OTR, across country in a semi-truck. So just know when you get into trucking and you get your CDL and you start a job, have a goal, okay? Say, how long do I want to do this? How much money do I want to make while I'm doing this? That way you can set a goal and get out and do it. Or maybe your goal is, I want to get some money. I want to get me 2 or 3 trucks, start like a little trucking company, get two or three drivers under me. Maybe that's your goal. Or maybe your goal is to drive for a few years, stack a bunch of paper, retire when you like 30 or 40, and live life. You know what I'm saying? Just have a goal. That way you don't find yourself sitting in a truck the rest of your life, Because there's some guys in trucking that are like 50, 60, 70 years old, still driving a truck, never saved a dime in their life, out there starving on the road. You don't want to be that guy, okay? Set goals, make goals, you know what I'm saying? Conquer your goals, and then get out and live your life, all right? So that's what you want to do. And if you got any questions about anything in trucking that I didn't answer in this video, comment below, because I always check the comments. And if I see a comment of you asking a question of something, I'll respond back and I will answer your question in the comments, okay? Or if you personally know me, give me a call, all right? And I'll answer any questions you have on the phone, all right? So that's what it is. That's trucking. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And if you're already out there trucking, keep it between the lines and out the ditches, and be safe. Peace. Hey, welcome back real quick. Before we actually end the video, I forgot something. When you go into trucking, there are like 3 divisions, okay? Decide which one that you want to do, okay? We got dry van, which you see a lot on the road. There's either dry van, which they haul dry goods, or reefer, which they hold cold goods, stuff that need to be cold or frozen. There's 2 types of vans, okay? Dry van or cold or frozen, okay? Then next you have tanker, all right? Tanker, which they haul anything from inedible liquids to edible liquids. It could be anything that they need to haul in a tanker, okay? It can also be hazardous, all right? Meaning explosive, okay? So, also, there's another division that's called flatbed, okay? Now, flatbed has flatbeds, step decks, Conestoga, different shit like that. So you need to think about, do I want to be a flatbed driver, a tanker driver, or a van driver, okay? And if you're in agriculture, maybe you're hauling grains or crops. They got the bottom tankers with the belly dumps, okay? That's another division, all right? So think about what division you want to be in, okay? A lot of guys start out in the van, pulling dry van, okay? A lot of guys start out in dry van. But think about the more niche you are, the more money you'll make, okay? Because there's a ton of dry van guys out there, right? And the most money, in my opinion, is in flatbed or maybe reefer, okay? And maybe in another video we could talk about the separate divisions, all right? But I prefer flatbed. That's mostly when I drive, that's what I do, flatbed, okay? I don't really like being a dock bumper, bumping docks, you know, open doors and shit like that, you know. I like to pull them skateboards, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, also, you want to make your CDL more valuable. How do you make your CDL more valuable? Endorsements, okay? There's a multitude of endorsements you can get. Like, say you get a permit, you could either get these endorsements on your permit after you receive it, or you can get them on your actual CDL license once you receive it. And these are also tests, kind of like the general knowledge test you took to receive the permit. These are little tests like that, okay? And some of these tests are tanker, hazmat, and passenger, doubles, and shit like that. Doubles means pulling more than one trailer, okay? Hazmat is hauling dangerous chemicals and shit like that, which you have to get a federal background check to get your hazmat. Then there's passenger. That's an endorsement to have more than just yourself in a commercial vehicle. And there's a couple other ones, okay? So that's how you make your CDL more valuable, so you make more money, okay? When a company sees you have a multitude of endorsements on your commercial driver's license, they love that shit, okay? So just know that. So now we can end the video. If you have any questions, ask them below, and I will keep an eye on the fucking comment section down there and answer them. Or if you know me personally, like I said before, give me a call, we'll chop it up, and I'll answer anything you need to ask me. All right, have a good day. To the next video. Peace.